Welcome, World of Warcraft Classic Era. There's no Burning Crusade, there's no Wrath of the Lich King. This is the original real McCoy. And it's the first time I think I play the Night Elf Druid. We are in Loch Madan, just east of Iron Forge. Okay. I just got my bear form, so I'm just like a level ahead of where my Tauren Druid is as of the making of this video. And unlike other times where, you know, like my Dwarf Paladin, which I'll finish, I'll get to it eventually, where I say, you know, Dwarf Paladin in Terrakar Forest, Dwarf Paladin in Stranglethorn Vale, and so on and so forth. I don't want to do that for this one. I just want to be like, here's some classic era gameplay. It could be a bunch of different people, but it's a continuation of me flapping my gums as I go through this journey and decide whether or not I want to stick to it, as, you know, I am still contemplating on playing my classic Wrath of the Lich King characters. However, there are some little things about classic that I like more, and I've already discussed that in my other videos, but because I talk so much and my videos are so long, it's hard for me to remember every single sentence that I've uttered, right? But basically the gist of it is that... Get him down. Yeah, we can do this. No problem. Just takes a couple times. There we go. Yeah, the bear form, for one. Even though it's more bland than it is, you know, like in newer iterations of World of Warcraft and whatnot. What makes the classic one different? Really? Just one forest lurker? There we go. Try doing that with a rogue. Or a warrior. Exactly. Is the angle of the butt. Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty good view of the butt on the classic era bears. Okay, and I'll try and explain a little bit what it is I mean by that. I don't think I've talked about the bear butt on my other videos. So if I go like around this angle, or even like almost, you know, not quite to the ground there, but like a, you know, decent angle like this here, you'll notice something. That I can see his head, his ears. I can easily see his back. Okay, it's pretty... Well, it's not really flat. Like, it's flat here, but then there's the hump here. Okay? Whereas in Wrath of the Lich King bear form, and, you know, it doesn't overly bother me, but it's there. So when I'm moving, it wouldn't be like this. Unless I really turn the angle. I'd have to do more. Whoops. Not quite like this, but I would have to go more in this direction. Whereas in Classic Era, I can go flatter and still see the whole body. What it looks like in Wrath of the Lich King, essentially, without exaggerating, it basically, it's almost as if you're playing like this. Let me see if I can do it like this. That's all you see is the outline of the butt, okay? And that's when your camera is panned even like this. It's just a big butt. And, you know, in some ways, that kind of bothers me. It really does. Now, retail, oh my god, is it ever amazing. Retail's amazing. But I, like, for the bear butt. For the animals, they're amazing. Just overall, the gameplay, though, we won't get into that. Teach their own. I just personally can't freaking stand it. So I'm a Wrath of the Lich King Classic Era kind of person, and I prefer using the term Classic Era over using the word vanilla. I have something against vanilla, okay? So that's that. So that's one of the things. Then the other thing, I think I've already mentioned this before, but just in case you haven't seen my other videos, even though you could potentially only have half the amount of people in Classic Era in comparison to, let's say, Wrath of the Lich King, but because you have way less area to go in, you're actually more than like 3 or 4 times likely to run into people without having to go through too many zones. So that is the main allure for me in this game, because I don't want gear. I don't want the best gear. I really don't. I just want to have fun, kill mountain boars, forest lurkers, and well, there you go. Do we not have? Okay, our questy is on. Okay. I don't know why it's not showing us potentially that we could have a quest item drop from him. I thought questy showed that, but whatever. Yeah, so for me, that's a big deal because like I said before, a million times before, I just want to be able to roam the world. You know, it's like when you go for a drive, okay? And you're going around the same shit streets that you go for your drives on, and you're having fun. It never gets boring somehow, even though you're always going down the same couple of streets or whatever, right? So I do that in World of Warcraft. I arguably can travel in more different places than you can in your car, you know, in a short amount of time. And right. And it's just fun. And I'll just buff people and heal them. I don't want to have to... Oh, I was like, what the hell is going on there? Nasty wolf. Fat dog Louie. Oh, that's funny. Right, so because when you look at your map, you've got Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms. There's no Northrend, there's no Outlands, there's nothing. It's just here or here. You pick a spot, a continent, pick an area, and you're going to run across a lot of people, assuming your server's well populated. But now Classic Era, they have all their servers kind of like merged in together, so to speak. So, yeah. Let me read this again. Kill the other types. Kill mountain boar, right? Collect 3 boar intestines. Kill forest lurkers. Yeah, they're just not... You're just not dropping the goodies. Oh, he did say thank you. The guy didn't even notice because I was too busy entertaining you fine folk. Okay, just making sure there. Okay, there we go. Starting to get... Those warriors, man, no offense, they could be a lot of fun. But they're kind of poo-poo, to be blunt. In Classic. Not in PvP, I just mean for, like, leveling and all that. They're like Z tier, okay? They're not that great. That's not to shit on them. I have so much respect for people that play warrior in Classic. They know what they're getting themselves into, for the most part, or they just don't care. It's all about having fun. Ultimately, right? That is the single most important thing in anything you do in life. You're having fun. I'm having fun doing this shit. I wish that for every half-hour video, I got enough views to make $5, you know, so I can make $10 an hour playing this game. It's never going to happen. Been doing this shit for half a decade. Hasn't happened yet. It probably won't, right? So you just kind of have to accept that and decide whether or not you're just going to do it because it's quote-unquote, it's still fun. There's some more over by the rainbow. A forest lurker. Sure. We're gonna lurk on the lurker. This is what I love about the druid. Bit pulls. It's what I do on my Night Elf Druid on Wrath of the Lich King. Or any expansion or version of WoW I've ever played. It's just what I do. But yeah, visually, like I said, like this, I can see a decent amount of whatever you want to call it, of the bear on this angle right here. This, to me, is perfect. Nobody just wants to, like, be playing in it, and it's like, you know. Anyways, I know I keep going on about it, but that's part of OCD as well. Like, I'm quite serious when I say that. It's a big deal. Want some of this, cowboy? How did you resist my shout? You don't resist my shout. The only thing that sucks about Wrath of the... Classic Era? Oh, there's a few things. It's slow as shit. Right? Like, I mean, it's slow. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I don't know. So I'm talking out of my ass, potentially. But 1 to 60 in Classic may actually be slower than, or close to, 1 to 80 in Wrath of the Lich King. So, yeah. It's brutal. I remember getting around the 50, 53, 54 level, you know, closer to the end game, if you will. And, oh my god. And of course, it all depends on how much time you're putting in, right? Why would I want to replace my boots, you schmuck? Anyways, it was painful. Like, it just took so long. And yes, there is a rush. When you've been doing this shit for 20 goddamn years, like half your life, and what do you got to show for? A level 12 Night Elf Druid? Really? Yeah, no. That's not fun. Having to start all over again. I was hoping I'd be at a point where I just got max character, which I do on Classic, and then I just roam around and do my thing. Just roam and do absolutely diddly shit. Toss a buff here, toss a heal there. And for a lot of people, like I said, they'll find that boring. Great. Go ahead and raid. Wait in a queue for a half hour to see if you can get a fucking ring. That's just not my thing anymore. No. I'm over it. Can't do it. Whereas when you're just roaming, you're buffing, you're healing, you're pulling the aggro off an elite like more Laden. Not Bin Laden, more Laden. Laden, or whatever. You know, the one in the cemetery. Right? South of Elwyn Forest and Duskwood there. I love doing shit like that. Like, I really, really do. So much fun. I do have new skills, by the way, I need to learn. But I'm kind of just being a little bit patient. It's not like I'm going to die without it. I'm just trying to think. Don't want to go too cuckoo, too cray-cray. I was going to pull the other lurker, and I said, nah. We'll just, until I get a little bit better gear, some more skills and stuff like that. Then I could probably do it. Then with Druid too, there's not a lot of feral gear. I mean, there is, but not dedicated, right? In terms of like tier armor and all that. It's all about like being a healer, a pocket healer. That's where they kind of goofed up really bad, to be honest with you, in my opinion. They didn't do a good job with some of the armor sets for some of the classes, and it's just kind of poorly done, to be honest. Like, they were really pushing you as a druid to not necessarily play the way you wanted to play. But there are BIS, best in slots, that you can hunt and peck. Now, if you're Grand Marshal, it's good enough. That gear for PvP, it's got enough of everything in there. Alright, let's at least grab 2 at a time here. Yeah. Just checking my texts. Like, even another couple of levels and I'll be able to maul much quicker, because it'll take less rage. Can't wait to be able to have cat form as well. For like single pulls, it'll be so much better. I'm surprised they don't give you the cat form first in Classic, and then give you the bear form later. Instead, they're like, here's the bear form. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I mean, you don't have a choice, I'm just saying. Yeah, so watching somebody do this, unless they're hilarious as shit, I can understand this being completely boring. I'm not exactly Asmongold there, but I can pretend to my audience of 5 people. Trying to think. Yeah, I think we're almost done in this area. There's quite a bit of, like, grinding quests that are done here, which is probably why they have you do it. I just do it because I don't want to have to think. I want this to be a completely numbing experience where there's just no thought. No thought process required. And that just makes it more enjoyable for me. Otherwise, I gotta look at everything. Okay, where should I go to gather quests? What order should I do them in? What zone should I do? And I used to do that before. For years, obviously. And now I'm just like, you know what? Let the experts that do this for kind of a borderline living tell us what one of the best, most efficient ways is to level, like in terms of the order in which the quests should be done. Is that the boots it wants me to wear, or is that the boot? No, I have good boots. You dumb shit. Why would I want to wear those? The bear. Yeah, bears and spiders. We don't need to do boars anymore, I think. My thing disappeared because I'm in combat. I'm not too sure. We'll find out after. Basically, yeah, that bear is kind of similar to my form. Oh no, we do need boar and spiders. We don't need bears. Or vermins, for that matter. Boar and spider. Alright. Boar and spider. I don't know if I'll, like, finish the quest right now, because I do have to go for some yummy supper soon. Some good old steak and sweet potato and a little salad action. I mean, sometimes to go quicker, I pop them with a moonfire and go into bear. Whether or not it's really worth doing. There, one more spider thing and the boar. And we're good. Yeah, that dot does tick them nicely. It's probably semi-worth doing. Gonna need to go level up our skills, herbalism, and skinning. I was really pissed off to find out that giant elixir is only 2 minutes, like I said on Classic Era. 2 minutes! One of them lasts 40 minutes with my mixology shit in Wrath Classic. 2 minutes, 40? That's a huge monumental difference. It's cool because your bear's a lot bigger. And so there are things about Wrath that I like more. Some things I like more about this one. And, you know, the gearing up is easier in Wrath of the Lich King, so...
Hail to the night.
All right. Wow, there's a lot of corpses here. And that's the other thing too when you're on a super popular server. Not that this one is, like, compared to my Horde one. It can be hard fighting for mobs, tagging mobs, whatever. Trying to just do your thing. There's always people everywhere. So it kind of works against you when you're trying to level up, but for you if you're wanting to do what I want to do for my version of what I consider the end game. Seriously? A goddamn pouch? Mountain boar there. I think after this pull, I'll pull the plug. Because I've already had to redo my buff there a couple times, so something tells me I'm starting to slowly close in on the 30-minute mark there. And I'm not bored, but I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm done clapping these bastards. That's what I'm trying to figure out too. Do I even want to do this long term? Or just stick to my druid that's already max level in Wrath of the Lich King? Are they going to force us to go beyond Wrath of the Lich King? Are they going to do a Lich King Plus with an original tail? There's a lot of things they could do, really. Anyhow. As always, that'll be it for me. If you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Does greatly help support that channel with the algorithm. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half and twist it, and I'll throw a couple of these in your bed tonight. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, I got you. I understand. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Let's see if we got it here. We did. Sweet. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Berry Black instead of Blackberry. They couldn't get the name. All right. That's it for me. How long did I record for? Yeah, 25 minutes. Just a little bit longer than a South Park episode. Bye for now.